Oh my God, man. You guys need to slow it down, bro. You're going to make Joey Janela jealous. Holy shit. What is going on, man? What is going on tonight? I'm not even there yet. I got news. My aviators are being delivered tomorrow from Chicago, man. I should have my regular pair of sunglasses tomorrow, hopefully. Monday Night Raw tonight, man. We got Elimination Chamber qualifiers, man. The last of the Chamber qualifiers before next week's go-home show. I don't know how you're feeling, man. I don't know how you're feeling this week. I don't know, man. I didn't find Raw to be all that exciting tonight. Maybe if they wrestled in a 16-by-16 ring, I would have enjoyed the show a little bit more. Anyway, guys, we are going to the OTS venue on this Monday night. It's freezing in New York City. I can't wait for the winter to be over. But when we get there, we're drinking. And when I walk through the doors, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for February 17th, 2025. I'm your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Monday evenings, wherever you may be. And oh my goodness, we got a massive number of bombs tonight. I don't know what I did, but holy shit, man. We got to start off first and foremost with my guy, Boots. This guy jumps in the chat and donates $250 in Super Chat. Oh, my goodness, man. We didn't even open the doors yet. And this guy is having a goddamn good time at the bar, man. He's ordering drinks for everybody. Oh, my goodness. We'll see you on TNT tomorrow, Boots. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. We love Boots in the chat. Got to shout out my guy, Ali. $100 in Super Chat. Hey, JD, I know it's been a while since I gave you a $100 Super Chat bomb, but here's one to you. You always made my day when it comes to your podcast, and it's the truth. And I don't care what people say about you on Twitter. They know you tell the truth 100%, and they don't. OTS for life. Ali. Gotta love it, brother. Gotta love it, man. I got Ali. 750 p.m. Ali dropped the bomb before Raw even started. Oh, my goodness. Listen, we got to do it all over again. We got to do another one, man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. David Thiering with a $300 Super Chat. He says, what's up, JD? Been a bit, but I'm back. I got COVID on Super Bowl Sunday, but I'm doing better. I found out on February 12th I passed my engineering exam on my way to being a Wisconsin PE in 2025. A round of shots for all tonight. Let's keep the party going all night long. That is a fucking round of applause right there for David Thiering. Gotta love it. David, congratulations, brother. Tonight, we're drinking the finest of whiskeys for David Thiering in the chat. Thank you so much, brother. Wish you nothing but the best. And thankfully, you are on the mend from the COVID-19 situation. Appreciate you, brother. Hopefully, you had a great Super Bowl Sunday. David also says, JD, shout out to one of our mods, OTS Tribal Queen, who just found out that her father is in emergency surgery. Please send your thoughts and well wishes her way tonight for the foreseeable future. Everybody in the chat right now, we got 1,800 of you. I want to see 1,800 prayer emojis for my girl, OTS Tribal Queen. And we wish her nothing but the best on this Monday. And hopefully her father makes it through that emergency surgery and all is well coming out of that situation. Appreciate you, David. Thoughts and prayers to OTS Tribal Queen. And we got another one here, man. Oh, my goodness. You guys are crazy, man. Best in the world, Matt, with a $100 Super Chat. Unlike a certain Jacksonville promotion, JD and OTS always delivers and is as advertised. Prayers and thoughts to OTS Tribal Queen as well. Ones in the chat and prayer emojis in the chat. Best in the world, Matt. Thank you, brother. And thank you guys for being here on this Monday night, wherever you may be. Monday Night Raw. Listen, man, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'm only being honest with you. I'm always honest. Every step of the way, I'm always honest, man. I may be a little different to people's tastes, but I've always been myself and I've always been honest. Another week, and I'm not really feeling WrestleMania season. Keep saying, we said this on Tuesday. We said this last week. WrestleMania is starting a little later than normal. Easter Sunday, third week of April. Usually it takes place the first week of April. I do think WWE, clearly it's the road to WrestleMania. They did hype up that both Raw on Netflix on January 6th and the Royal Rumble would be the official kickoff to the road to WrestleMania. In some sense, it has. I thought the Royal Rumble was very good. I thought we got exactly what we needed out of the Royal Rumble. I have not felt anything since the Royal Rumble. I feel everything is just kind of once again in a holding pattern. I feel once again that everything is kind of waiting until we get to the next stop, which is the Elimination Chamber. As I discussed this past weekend, I do think that some shenanigans are going to happen at the Elimination Chamber, whether it's in the chamber itself or something that we get on the actual show itself. I do think that we are going to get whatever we are going to get happening at the Elimination Chamber. I think the roadblock that is in the way on the road to WrestleMania will be cleared at the Elimination Chamber. I understand people's patience is wearing thin. I do, because I'm right there with you. You know, it's very difficult to sit here and fake. For some, it's easy. For a lot of these other streamers and creators and journalists, it's easy to fake a reaction or fake excitement. We don't do that here. We will never do that here. When it's exciting, we know. Do you want to know how I know? Because a lot of you would be filling this chat right now more than normal on a Monday night. Right now, it's not exciting. We're not feeling any excitement whatsoever. And I don't know what they're waiting for. It's difficult to really differentiate this WrestleMania build and this WrestleMania season from last year when you don't have The Rock. Everything regarding The Rock made WrestleMania season exciting and unpredictable. We don't have that right now. We don't. I said this on my video on Sunday. We uploaded a video yesterday. The rumor is John Cena, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes in a triple threat match. How are we going to get there? That means one thing, if that is the direction that WWE goes, that John Cena and CM Punk will walk out of the Elimination Chamber co-holders of the WrestleMania main event. But how? Are they going to pin themselves? Are we going to get a double winner inside the chamber? Maybe that's not even the plan at all. Like I said on social media and I said on Sunday, I may be on an island all to myself, but I genuinely think, and I know some people have just moved on past it, I genuinely think that we will see at least a Rock appearance at the chamber or on the road to WrestleMania. I do. But WrestleMania right now is riddled with confusion and riddled with uncertainty. Whether that's by design or not, I'm not feeling the excitement. We haven't really felt the excitement completely from Cody Rhodes. We haven't felt the excitement from John Cena. We haven't felt the excitement from CM Punk. I mean, his stare down with Cody Rhodes was excellent. His promo with Kevin Owens was excellent. Those two things were very good television in the last several weeks. Outside that, I can't really sit here and tell you guys what has been exciting on the road to WrestleMania. We have Elimination Chamber coming up. A lot of these matches were basically predetermined, very predictable. I think everybody kind of realized who was going to be in the chamber and who was not based on the matches that we got. I'm not feeling it. And that's fine. You know, a fucking bizarre weirdo out there is going to take what I say and run with it and be like, oh, JD's a hater. Oh, my God, he's on Tony Khan's payroll. I know. I can't say anything without someone losing their fucking mind, losing their sleep, and just absolutely going mental, man. When I see you in the street, JD, I'm going to punch you in the face, man. You're an asshole. Over my pro wrestling opinion. It's great. People get so bent out of shape when I give a pro wrestling opinion. I'm not feeling it. It's fine. It's fine. Said the same thing about Eddie Thorpe this weekend. I'm not feeling it. There's no connection there to Eddie Thorpe. Oh, JD's a racist. Great, man. I'm glad that you took away me feeling no emotional investment in Eddie Thorpe's character. I'm glad that you interpreted that as JD's a racist. Great. Fantastic, man. Glad we could have a adult discussion. Not feeling it. Just not. Something needs to happen. I don't want to sit here and act like, oh, just give it time. We've been given a lot of shit time, man. We've been given a lot of shit time. This is crunch time. WWE only gets one WrestleMania season. One. Every year. Starts from January and the Royal Rumble, or whenever, February and the Royal Rumble. This year it was January with the Raw debut on Netflix. So they had additional weeks that they've hyped up to be WrestleMania season, though it wasn't. You get one WrestleMania season. Every single year. If you are not making every single week matter, then what are we doing? WWE is playing it safe. They are continuing to play it safe. They are continuing to book these safe, predictable shows that forward little bits and pieces here and there. And then when we get to the pay-per-view, then that's when things happen. I want things to happen on a weekly basis. I don't want to sit twiddling my fucking thumbs waiting for something to happen. And then at the pay-per-view, we get everything in fucking one shot. This is the road to WrestleMania. Why does that need to be consolidated into 2 fucking months? I don't understand that. You got January, February, March, and half of April. Why are we not getting anything spread across these shows? Why does everything have to be condensed in March and the first 2 weeks of April? I don't get it. WWE's playing it safe. Whatever happened in January is for the Royal Rumble. Whatever's happening in February is for the Chamber. Whatever happens in March and the first 2 weeks of April is for WrestleMania. Why can't we just book everything together? Why can't we get excitement all in the same fucking WrestleMania season? Why does it got to be consolidated into 6 weeks? Is that all their mental capacity can contain? 6 weeks? Is that all their writing staff is straddled with? 6 weeks? I need something. I need something. We're not getting it. Monday Night Raw was an okay show. If you're asking me, JD, why didn't you think it was a good show? I'm going to tell you guys once, and I'll probably have to repeat it for the people in the back not listening to me, thinking I'm fucking some weird AEW sicko and I hate WWE. Pick your lane. Which one am I? Good is not good enough. I said this to somebody on social media tonight. Oh, it's a good show. Great. It's a good show. Good is not good enough. Good is not good enough. This is WWE. They are a Michelin star restaurant on the road to WrestleMania. I am sitting at your restaurant that's won all these types of awards, and I'm promised an experience. I sit down, and I feel like I'm sitting in a fucking Denny's. No, that's not it. Or maybe Denny's is a little too offensive. Maybe I'm at a Michelin star restaurant and I got Olive Garden service and an Olive Garden meal. Minus the breadsticks, because everybody loves their fucking breadsticks and salad. You get my point? Good is not good enough. We need great. Everybody is so straddled. The whole fucking community is poisoned with, all right, it's all right. It's good. Oh, AEW, it doesn't matter what type of ring size it was. It's a good show. Meanwhile, they don't logically think for themselves. Nobody thinks. That's good. It's all right. We'll get through this week. We'll get to next week, man. It's fine. Not every show can be a great show. It's fucking WrestleMania season. It's WrestleMania season. This is their money. This is their bread and butter. If you ain't delivering the best content of your entire year, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Elimination Chamber qualifying matches tonight. We had Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, 2 heels, in a qualifying match. Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, main event, which was very good. They are 2 guys that are incapable of having a bad match. But both outcomes for the Chamber, both men and women's, were predictable. I don't think anybody expected Raquel Rodriguez to be in there when Liv Morgan was already in there. Why would Roxanne Perez be on Raw ultimately to lose? I don't really get that. I mean, she's the prodigy. She's like the next coming of Christ in this division. The way that WWE's hyping her up. Why would she lose? WWE's going to push her to the moon. So this would be a way to do that. I did not expect Raquel Rodriguez to advance to the chamber. Predictable. Seth Rollins. He's in this match, and he's got problems with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Why would he not be in the chamber? He's going to be in there. Balor has nothing to do with anybody in the chamber. He's got problems within the Judgment Day, and nobody in the Judgment Day is in the chamber. Predictable. Lyra Valkyria. She finally got her number one contender for her Intercontinental Championship. And after weeks of teasing a certain match, did WWE give us that certain match? No, they just completely rerouted plans and went to somebody else. The women's mid-card titles are an embarrassment. Nothing has been done with them, and I'm questioning why we even created them if WWE is acting as if they are basically irrelevant. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Best thing on the show by far was the opening of the show. We'll get into it. Sami Zayn returns after the package pile driver a couple of weeks ago and asked for a match against Kevin Owens after Kevin Owens challenged him on Friday Night SmackDown via a mobile device promo via his rental car. Canada, Toronto, Skydome. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match. Will WWE be giving us the unsanctioned match and having one go over the other? Or is this going to be a match that's not really scheduled, that will only continue through the chamber and on through the rest of March and conclude at WrestleMania? Is WWE teasing Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania? Can they do it? Will they do it? Should they do it? I don't know. We'll talk about it. That was basically the gist of Monday Night Raw tonight. We're going to get into the discussion tonight on the Monday Night Raw post right here on Off the Script. I appreciate you guys very much. Appreciate you guys very much. You guys have already shown some unbelievable support tonight. I don't know what I did, but I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. We uploaded a video today, man. As controversial as it may be, it needed to be said. The AEW ring debacle from Grand Slam on Saturday night. All I could tell you guys is question everything. Something that a lot of people in the community don't do, man. They turn a blind eye. I don't know why. I don't know why people immediately take one news report and take it as gospel. They don't question a fucking thing, man. AEW was caught lying to everybody. There was no way. What they did on Saturday night was competed in an 18 by 18 foot ring. There's no way. There's no way. WWE tonight competed in a 20 by 20 ring. There's no way. The ring that they competed in was a 16 by 16 ring. AEW the last 2 years competed at All In a 18 by 18 foot ring. If that was an 18 by 18 foot ring on Saturday night in Australia, I would love to have a conversation with somebody, because somebody from AEW is feeding all the dirt sheets nothing but bullshit. Bullshit. Question everything. What a debacle. What an embarrassment. Fucking ridiculous. And nobody on Fightful's side, because Sap tweeted it out today, nobody over there is ever going to like what I do. Nobody over there is ever going to respect me. They've all made their opinions very known about me. So it's like, why even bother? None of these comments faze me whatsoever. None of them. You're a liar. I don't give a fuck what anybody in AEW told you. You're a liar. All you need to do is look at the fucking photos. You just got to look at the photos, man. And then nobody questions anything. Nobody questions anything, man. This man is worth billions upon billions of dollars. This guy's got enough money to last 10 lifetimes. And he can't get a ring made in Australia and then donate the ring to a pro wrestling school down there or store the ring away. No, we're too cheap to ship a ring over to Australia. Meanwhile, WWE has shipping stations and warehouses all over the globe for specific times like this. And AEW is too cheap to get an actual ring made. Sure, there was no other logistics that they could have gone out there and made their life easier with, right? Great. I mean, New Japan, aren't they partnered with New Japan? They can't go borrow a New Japan ring? What are the New Japan ring sizes? I believe it was, someone told me today, it was 19.69 by 19.69. You couldn't borrow a New Japan ring. Sure. They had this show planned since, August of 2024? It takes 36 weeks to ship a fucking ring from the United States over to Australia, estimated. You mean to tell me that you didn't have enough time to ship a fucking ring over there, or better yet, get a ring built and keep it there? Yeah, man, it's all right, man. We'll just pretend like everybody else is a fucking idiot. Go check it out, man. It's well worth your time. Plus, Buddy Matthews broke his ankle on that show. Great. I wonder if the ring had anything to do with it. The shitty ring. Wonder if that had anything to do with it. Go check it out, man. It's well worth your time. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go check out that video and all the other content on the channel. Plenty of it. The Salamonster and I will be live for episode 83 of Tuesday Night Titans. Thank you guys for all the support on last week's show. We did near 60,000 views last week, man. Gee, I guess you guys like what we're doing on Tuesday night, huh? There's no better vibe on Tuesday night, man. There's no better vibe, period, man. The music, the ambiance, right? The discussion, the laughs. It's a great show, man. Very proud of it. Love it. Tomorrow night, we're live. I know everybody's going to be talking about Ricky Starks. He's signing his NXT contract tomorrow. I wonder if he leads that new group of bandits. You know, the Ghetto Shield that showed up on Saturday night. What's going on there? I'm a little bit intrigued about what's going on there, man. We'll see what happens. But Ricky Starks is signing his contract on Tuesday night. He said so on Saturday's Vengeance Day, which I thought was a very good show. I actually thought Vengeance Day was better than Grand Slam. Honestly. But yes, Jason and I will be live tomorrow night. Hit that thumbs up. Shot for 1,000 likes, man. No question. We got 2,400 people in here. 2,400 people in here. 1,000 likes is the minimum. Shout out to my Twitch family over on the Purple Snake. Appreciate you guys. Garrett says you're reaching. It's not that serious. Oh, it is. It is serious. Because they're a bunch of con artists, and I will expose them. I am thinking about no longer dual streaming on Twitch, man. It's not even worth my time, honestly. The little money I make over there, the little retention and views I get over there, I mean, it's not worth it. I think I'm closing it down. I don't know. How you guys feel about that? Keep it up, close it down, I don't know. Maybe I'll move over to Rumble. Maybe we'll try Rumble. I don't know. Anyway. Tonight's show sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. Make sure you guys sign up and use BlueChew.com. Off the script as a reference. $5. That's all you got to pay is shipping and handling, and you get yours for free. BlueChew.com tonight is the sponsor for Off the Script. Twitch is for baddies, he says. Twitch is dying, to be fair. Twitch blows. Well, you guys don't really like Twitch, huh? You guys don't like Twitch. Maybe we'll join Rumble. How many of you guys want to see me on Rumble? I want to dual stream somewhere, man. Dual streaming is the way. I just don't know where. I won't do Twitter because that's just inviting trolls. But I got to figure out something. I don't know. Let's get into this Monday Night Raw discussion, man. Charlotte, North Carolina. Michael Cole introduced everybody to Charlotte Monday Night Raw. They hosted the show 19 times. I love how they're telling everybody how many times the host city has hosted Monday Night Raw. So we saw a clip of Kevin Owens attacking Sami Zayn a couple of weeks ago on Raw. We got the promos on Friday, which were both from Sami and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens from his car, basically telling Sami that he has punishment coming to him for what he did at the Elimination Chamber. Sami doesn't really understand. Sami explained tonight, which we'll get into, that all he did was try and help Kevin Owens. He came out there basically running to his aid, running to his side after he was destroyed by Cody Rhodes in that ladder match, and he doesn't really understand what's going on. Well, Sami made his way out to the ring. He walked very slowly, very gingerly to the ring. He is in the ring, and Sami says there are no two wrestlers that's tied to each other from the indie scene, from NXT to WWE. He says there's been a lot of forgiving and forgetting, but that won't happen this time. He said the problem with Kevin is he didn't get the job done. He says his neck isn't 100%, but he's standing and has enough for a fight. He said he'll be in Toronto to see Kevin Owens. He says he wants the fight, and he's pretty sure the fans want to see the fight as well. So Adam Pearce, he comes out interrupting Sami Zayn almost immediately. Pearce asked Sami what he was doing and what he was saying. He says they've talked about this, and he knows that he wants the match. He said medical won't clear him. He said he'd love to book the match, but the answer is no. I'm sorry, Sami. I can't do it. Pearce then turned to leave, and Sami yelled at Pearce, "Stop." He's yelling from the ring. Sami told him he's known him for a long time, and he's not going to take no for an answer. He says he wouldn't leave the ring until he gives him the match. Adam Pearce says that he's known Sami and Kevin for more than 20 years, and he's seen all of this from its very beginnings. He says he knows he can't sanction the match. He says if KO wants to wrap a chair around his face or drag him up the concourse, there's nothing that Adam Pearce can do to stop it. He says if Owens wants to pile drive Sami again and again and again, over and over, there's nothing he can do to stop him. He said WWE would wash their hands of it completely, and that means Sami assumes the risk with no reward, because even if he were to win, he would still lose. He asked what he wanted him to do. He says he could do it, and it would be the last match of Sami's career. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Sami? Fans, obviously, in Charlotte chanting, "Let them fight, let them fight." Sami hopped out of the ring and walked up to Pearce. He said he knows exactly what it all means. He says if he wants to wrap a steel chair around KO's face or beat him around the concourse, he also cannot stop him. He says if he decided to dump Owens on his head and end his career, Adam Pearce cannot stop him. Give me this damn match, he says very emphatically to Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce pondered for just a few seconds. He then said the match is on, but it's not official. It's unsanctioned. I think we all knew as a collective, as a fan base, where this was going. There's nobody watching this show on a week-to-week basis that's seen the pile driver and thought, well, they're gonna have an injury angle. They're gonna write Sami Zayn off, and Kevin Owens is gonna go on to do whatever else he's got to do for WrestleMania. No, I think everybody immediately knew, with what's on the horizon and where the show is taking place, with the Elimination Chamber taking place in Canada, Toronto, that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will probably be in a one-on-one match in some way, shape, or form at the Elimination Chamber, and that's exactly what is going to happen. And I'm glad that it's happening in Canada. There's going to be 40,000 people there. It's going to be a raucous crowd. And the last time Sami was in Canada, he wrestled Roman Reigns in a fucking barn burner banger of a match for the WWE Championship after he turned on Roman in the Bloodline at the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago. This is going to be great. The first thing that jumps off the page is unsanctioned. Is WWE going to compete or have these both guys compete in a match that has a decisive winner? That is what everybody's thinking right now. The last time we saw something like this happen, it was in Saudi. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, they were supposed to have a match at the last Saudi show, and WWE didn't do it. They did more of an angle where they brawled in the ring, they brawled into the crowd, they both wiped each other out, and we never got an official match. So WWE did it there. Are we going to see it happen here where we don't get an official match, we don't get anything happening as far as determining a winner, and we get this like Randy Orton and Kevin Owens played out in Saudi, and we just push Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn through WrestleMania season with the match happening at WrestleMania? You got to look at it two ways. I would love to see it at WrestleMania, but then you also have Randy Orton on the horizon. I would assume WWE wants Randy Orton back by WrestleMania. I assume WWE wants to include Randy Orton in something at WrestleMania. And they've kept him off TV for all this time selling this pile driver because when his return happens, in the moment that he comes back against Kevin Owens, it's going to be a major deal. He wasn't in the Rumble. He's not in the Chamber. I'm assuming he will be at the Chamber, and I'm assuming he will have a factor in this match. I would love to see KO and Sami one-on-one at WrestleMania. I think the environment calls for it. I do. But being that we're getting an unsanctioned match here in Canada, I will take that if it means Randy Orton is going to come out and save Sami Zayn from a career-ending injury, and then we build Kevin Owens and Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Then that opens up the question of what does Sami Zayn do at WrestleMania? I don't know. The fans are very conflicted on social media. From what I gather, the fans are very conflicted. And social media right now would rather see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn one-on-one at WrestleMania because all signs are pointing to both Kevin Owens and Randy Orton and then Sami Zayn being left with Karrion Kross at WrestleMania. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't know what the internal feeling is on that. But I will say, if you've already made your mind up on Karrion Kross, I don't think that there's anything Karrion Kross is going to be able to do to change your mind. Just like how many people have already made up their mind on me and my content and what I do. If you already dislike me, if you don't like me for any reason, you're never going to like me. Period. Same could be said about Karrion Kross. If you don't like Karrion Kross and what he's done up until this point, you are never going to be on board with Karrion Kross. But that doesn't mean Karrion Kross is not doing a great job. Karrion Kross's online promos, his vignettes, Karrion Kross's promo time that he's had or taken on Monday night has been great. Backstage segments have been great. This is the best presentation of Karrion Kross so far in WWE. Period. This is dating back to his NXT days. I, for one, am quite interested in seeing Karrion Kross back in the ring. But that's the only part of his game that seems to be missing. The only part of Karrion Kross's game that's missing is his in-ring game. He has not been able to emotionally connect to the audience and have the audience emotionally connect to him on the heel work that he is portraying. Sami, working with a babyface like Sami, might be able to get him to where he needs to be. Because Sami is so beloved and Sami is so likable. Everybody loves Sami. Is that going to translate well in a match with Karrion Kross? On paper, it doesn't seem or feel or look like a WrestleMania match. I'm just being honest. It doesn't. It's not what I would do at WrestleMania. I would book Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn and have that be his first program after WrestleMania. Honestly, I don't know what we are doing if we go Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. What is Sami Zayn going to do? Knowing that Triple H has invested so much time in Karrion Kross, I would not be surprised to see Kross and Sami take place at WrestleMania. Honestly. But if we want to reroute plans, if we want to pivot plans, I would have a change of plans in regards to what happens here. If you want to include everybody in a meaningful way, I would have Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre team up against Sami Zayn and Randy Orton. You just fuse both into one match. You fuse both issues into one match. I would love to see it. Have Randy get the pin on KO and the baby faces go over at WrestleMania. It's simple. It's very simple. Or if you want to do that, you could do Karrion Kross and Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn and Randy Orton. At least it would include everybody who's been on TV in this particular instance and get a match out of everybody for WrestleMania. The only downside to that is I hate booking multi-man matches and multiple tag team matches and getting everybody invested in the card based on tag team matches. Just putting everybody on the card just for the sake of getting everybody on the card and just throwing tag team matches out there. Multi-man matches, ladder matches, triple threat matches. I don't want any of that. I don't want a WrestleMania card with an abundance of multi-person matches. I don't. So it's either you get the one banger match with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton and leave Sami Zayn off the card, or you get Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and put Sami Zayn on WrestleMania against Karrion Kross. Or we can fuse everybody together in the same match and give us a tag team match, whether it's Drew McIntyre taking out his issues with Sami Zayn, or we get Karrion Kross teaming with Kevin Owens against Sami Zayn and Randy Orton. I don't really know what else to say, honestly. Because you know exactly where it's going just based off what we've gotten on television. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens is the plan, unfortunately. I do think Randy Orton is going to come back and save Sami Zayn in Toronto. I think Sami Zayn beats Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens gets Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And then, unfortunately, Sami building his feud with Karrion Kross results in a match at WrestleMania that might see Karrion Kross get a huge win for himself because God only knows he needs one over Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. That's where we are right now. The unsanctioned match works. Sami's promo was great. Adam Pearce's defiance, telling Sami, no, I'm not doing it, was great. Kevin Owens' promo from his car, the way Kevin Owens is being portrayed and presented as the maniacal, soulless, feeling absolutely nothing for anybody because he's right and everybody hates him because he's right type of heel. Great. Loving what's going on here. This is great for WrestleMania. It's one of the few things right now that I'm genuinely excited about for WrestleMania. I'm just waiting to feel the excitement for everything else on the card. But this was a great opening segment. They went to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. McAfee said that this is Pierce's first good decision. He stood and says they're going to beat each other's ass in Toronto. We then talk about Nick Aldis showing Naomi and Bianca Belair a clip of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez walking near the scene of the Jade Cargill attack. You know how many geeks online thought that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are the culprits of this Jade Cargill attack? Even had some dirt sheets claiming that this is the reveal of the attacker. Why would they reveal the attacker on a random episode of Friday Night SmackDown before the Elimination Chamber? Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are not the people who attacked Jade Cargill. You're probably looking at either Bianca or Naomi. Judgment Day, they were backstage. Dominic brought up to Liv that Bianca and Naomi are looking for revenge. Liv said she and Raquel want to win the tag team titles, which I do believe they will. She then says how proud she has been of Dom lately. And when he beats AJ Styles, he'll see how strong and sexy he is. Dom says he wishes Finn Balor saw things that way. Not the sexy part, of course, but you know what I mean. He says it would take a load off if they could add a new member. Balor then all of a sudden walks up to both Liv and Dominic and asked if they said his name because he overheard them talking about him. He said after tonight, he and Liv and Raquel will all be qualified for the chamber unless Raquel comes up short. Raquel said she'll handle her business and Balor should handle his. Finn then says he will, and they'll all be back in business. And no new members are to join the Judgment Day. They may actually be kicking out Finn Balor to then add a new member. It's the vibe that I'm getting. Who that new member is, I don't know. Who on this existing roster would fit as a member of the Judgment Day? I don't know. I don't know. AJ Styles. He returns to Monday Night Raw for his first match in 2 years. And he goes one-on-one with Dominik Mysterio. This was not a bad match. It went 9 minutes. They did announce that Styles was a former TNA champion, an X-Division champion. Styles was about to put Dominik away with a phenomenal forearm early. Carlito tripped him as Dominik distracted the referee. Dominik hits a suicide dive. We go to a commercial break. Come back from the break. Dominik hit 3 amigos and then a 619, but missed the frog splash off the 619. Styles starts to fight back. Clothesline, forearm, another clothesline in the corner, and a big neck breaker. Carlito on the outside. He tried to interfere. Styles kicked the middle rope as he took a bite to his apple, and the rope hit his nuts, and then Carlito spit out his apple. As he should, because that looked like it sucked. So he got crotched on the middle rope, knocked him off the apron. Ref just stood there. He didn't do anything. I'm assuming he found it amusing that Carlito tried to eat his apple and then spit it out with a nut shot. Dominic tried to use this distraction. Styles caught him in a Styles clash for the 1, 2, 3, and AJ is in the win column on Monday Night Raw, being the newest member of the Raw roster. Bron Breakker tried to spear AJ Styles, who had his back turned. Styles dodged it. Bron Breakker speared Dominic by mistake as AJ moved out of the way. Styles hits an enziguri on Bron and then tossed Bron out of the ring. Bron was so pissed that Styles got the better of him. He ripped off his shirt. He threw it in the ring at Styles, and Styles caught it with one hand, again making Bron look bad. Now, I don't know if that spot was planned or not, but it looked great. And the spear on Dominic looked great. Bron grabbed his title as AJ was going to reach for the Intercontinental title, and that was the end of the segment as Bron Breakker grabbed his title back quickly, and they just stood there staring at each other. So, this is very interesting. If we are getting a one-on-one match with AJ Styles and Bron Breakker at WrestleMania, I'm all for it. Take my money. I think that would be great. I just hope that if they're going in that direction, they give me a story behind why Bron Breakker has now targeted AJ Styles. Remember how I just mentioned not too long ago that I am not for so many multi-person matches at WrestleMania because I feel like that's the old way of doing things. That's what they did in the previous administration. Let's get everybody on the show because it's WrestleMania and we'll put them in shit just to cram everybody on the show in a meaningful way. It feels forced. I don't like that notion. If you are on WrestleMania, you deserve to be on WrestleMania. We just don't hand WrestleMania matches out to just anybody. It needs to make sense. You need to earn it. It's the same thing that Triple H did with TakeOver. If WWE wanted to do black and gold takeovers with 8, 9 matches, he certainly could have. But he kept them to 5 only. He made everybody want to be on those takeovers. He made everybody want to earn to be on those takeovers. Because when you watched a black and gold takeover, you were left, especially if you were a pro wrestler, man, I gotta get on that show. I gotta be on the next one. The energy, the vibe, the importance, everything mattered. It made you want to earn it. I don't want people given opportunities just because it's WrestleMania. Let's get everybody on the show. I don't like that. AJ and Bron Breakker one-on-one match. As long as there is a solid story there behind it, I am all for it. I just don't know what the story would be. We didn't really get any interaction between them outside last week where they stared at each other, and then this week where Bron Breakker felt embarrassed by AJ Styles, and he went for a spear and inadvertently speared Dominic. I know there have been other instances where Bron Breakker has eyed up opponents. AJ's not the only one. Penta seems to be winning matches. Looks like he may be in line for an Intercontinental Championship title shot at a future date if he continues to win matches. Are we headed for a multi-person match? Are we? I don't know. I could absolutely see Bron Breakker, AJ Styles, Penta, Pete Dunne, Ludwig Kaiser, and Dominik Mysterio or Sheamus in a match. 6-person ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Just so Triple H could say, let's get everybody on the show. I don't like that. I'm sorry, I don't like that. A, we just seen a ladder match at the Royal Rumble. I don't want to see a ladder match so quickly turn around from January to April. If there's one thing that we don't need an abundance of, if there's one thing that we have so much of, it's a ladder match. We don't need it. I would rather a one-on-one match. Conflict A versus Conflict B with the title on the line. Sheamus, Penta, Bron Breakker, AJ Styles, Pete Dunne, Ludwig Kaiser. I could see all of these guys in some sort of multi-man match at the WrestleMania show for the Intercontinental Championship. What else is everybody else going to do? I don't know what the plans are. Bron Breakker says he wanted competition. The one thing I take away from this is he wanted to talk to Adam Pearce. Why don't we start talking about putting respect on me and putting respect on this championship? I don't want to see it, but I just have an inkling of a feeling that we're going to get some sort of multi-person match for the Intercontinental Championship, whether it's a fatal 4-way or a ladder match. I'm just expecting it. And I think, honestly, Bron Breakker and the Intercontinental title deserves a lot better. That's just putting everybody in a match because there's no other creative vision for everybody else in the match. And it's easier to do that because who's going to turn away from the excitement of a ladder match? I don't like it. The Creeds. They bragged about what they did to the War Raiders last week, attacking them with the belts. I don't know why they're bragging. A, they look like geeks for getting disqualified. And B, they did not win the tag team titles. Ivy Nile reminded them that they did not win the titles. And they promised Master Gable that they would all be champions when he returned. Ivy Nile planned on defeating Dakota Kai tonight to earn a shot at Lyra Valkyria and the Intercontinental Championship. On cue, Dakota Kai walked by, and Ivy Nile told her that her Cinderella story would end tonight. Dakota Kai said many women bigger than Ivy Nile have tried to take her down before, and she planned on earning her IC title rematch tonight by defeating Ivy Nile. Great. Fantastic. Lyra Valkyria was sitting at ringside watching this match. Dakota Kai and Ivy Nile, one-on-one here. Number 1 contender match for Lyra's Intercontinental Championship. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, folks, but if you're expecting the Intercontinental title picture on Monday Night Raw to be magically all better after this week's Raw. Again, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but this did nothing for Lyra Valkyria. This did nothing for Dakota or Ivy Nile, and this did nothing for the Intercontinental Championship. Just like I said on Friday night, I had reservations when Chelsea Green won the United States Championship. I have been now made to look correct in those assessments. Not to say Chelsea doesn't deserve the recognition of being the first ever United States champion. I don't necessarily blame her. She's doing everything in her power to make sure the fans care. The work on social media, the press releases she put out on social media, the character, making Piper Niven into some form of Secret Service. I dig it. I do. But I can't sit and tell you the United States Championship is important. It's not. It's irrelevant. Look at who we have feuding over the championship. We have Mia Yim. Nobody gives a shit about Mia Yim. I'm sorry. Nobody cares. Who else is in that division? Who else wants a shot? Candice LeRae? Nobody cares. B-Fab? Nobody cares. Zelina Vega? Nobody cares. Same thing on Monday Night Raw. Dakota Kai and Ivy Nile came out here for 7 minutes and wrestled to the sound of silence. Nobody fucking cares. And it just comes off as boring. WWE is doing more harm than good for all of these women in this division, and they're doing more harm than good for both mid-card titles, the IC title, and the United States Championship. They're both fucking drowning in irrelevancy. What are we going to do to change that? What? I don't know where Becky is. I don't know where she is. But if she's going to be factored into anything at WrestleMania, Lyra is going to need that Becky Lynch lifeline because she is fucking drowning in an ocean all by herself, and there's no lifeguard, and there's no fucking boat coming by to scoop her up, man. She is legitimately drowning. She wasn't even over to begin with, which is why I am very confused as to why they went with Dakota or Lyra. They should have went with Io. They should have went with Io. Io was in the tournament, and Io lost. We wouldn't be discussing this right now if Io was the Intercontinental Champion. We don't know what's going on. But here we are. Dakota Kai and Ivy Nile wrestled to the sound of silence. And by that and that alone, the match suffered and nobody fucking cared. Nobody got over. Lyra gets into the ring. She holds the title up and nobody cares. And WWE, they move on as quickly as the match ended. How am I supposed to care about the Women's Intercontinental Championship and the Women's United States Championship if WWE is not doing anything to make me fucking care? This entire division, I don't want to say it's bad. It's not. The talent is there. But what is WWE Creative doing to actively make me care about these women? What are they doing? The IC title is the workhorse champion. You put it on a workhorse female. And that workhorse female has wrestled once since winning the championship, and she lost. What type of workhorse is she? How can she be a workhorse champion? How can she be a champion of the people if she's lost already in a non-title match and she's not on TV getting herself in front of the people and getting herself over? How? This entire division is suffering creatively. Bad. And something needs to change. Ivy Nile worked over Dakota Kai's leg. This match went 7 minutes, by the way. Kai came back with running boots, chiropractor for a 2 count. Nile powerbombed her out of the corner. Dakota, I guess, no-sold, coming out of the corner. Tried for a counter. Nile caught her in an ankle lock. Dakota got a rope break. They go back and forth with some strikes. Ivy Nile hits a German suplex. Kai reversed a second German into a cradle for a 2 count. Ivy Nile applied an ankle lock again, trying for the submission tap out. Dakota Kai used the ropes to escape, hits a curb stomp. Nile was draped over the ropes. during the curb stomp, which allowed Dakota Kai to hit the GTK Go Team Kick for the 1, 2, 3. Crowd was dead. WWE teased Ivy Nile and Lyra Valkyria, and they completely deviated away from that as Ivy Nile now joins the Creeds in a losing effort, and Master Gable is somewhere very displeased. WWE wasted minutes of TV on Ivy Nile, teasing that she's coming after the Intercontinental Championship, only for her to lose. Exactly where are we going with this? Are we breaking up American Made? Is Gable going to come back and disband his entire group for being a set of failures? What exactly are we doing here? I don't know why the switch has not been made with American Made going over to Friday Night SmackDown. Gunther and Jey Uso. This was great. This was great television. Gunther, he's wearing the World Heavyweight Championship around his waist. He comes out in the same manner that Jey Uso comes out, amongst the people in the concourse. Now, clearly, Gunther is not Jey Uso, and he's not going to elicit the excitement of a Jey Uso, but he was surrounded by fans who were yeeting with no music. They were just yeeting in front of him, mimicking Jey Uso's entrance as he was walking down the stairs in the audience. He entered through the crowd. He did Jey's pose. People in the crowd did not participate with him. He says, "This is what it feels like to do this simple gesture in front of these simple people." He understood why Jey felt comfortable in the crowd, because he was a simple man himself. He understood why the fans didn't appreciate him, Gunther, because his performances in the ring were like performing Shakespeare for a dog. He says he was the best wrestler in the WWE and was tired of wrestling people who couldn't lace his boots. He thought he could beat some sense into Jey Uso, but the fans are just yeeting along. That gave him a false sense of confidence. And now Jey was digging his own grave. The crowd again started to yeet. He said something to a little child who was yeeting in front of him. "Stand aside, little man, or there's going to be a problem." He thought he could beat some sense into Jey Uso. The fans are yeeting. He told them to shut up and noted how badly it smells to be amongst the people. Well, I mean, it is a wrestling crowd. It is wrestling marks. I'm pretty confident that they didn't shower in 3 days, so it smells like cottage cheese and fucking stale Doritos. So I'm not really surprised that Gunther is saying that it smells in the crowd. I mean, you go to an AEW show, that's exactly what it smells like. The sickos don't know what a shower is. They don't know what deodorant. Well, actually, I mean, maybe they're repelled by deodorant. Have you seen the price of deodorant when you go to the supermarket? Maybe they're turned away by the price of deodorant. Maybe they're too lazy to buy it. It's like Tony's too lazy to build a fucking ring in Brisbane. I'm going to have fun with this for at least the next couple of weeks, man. You gotta bear with me. The crowd smells. They smell. He reminded them that the match would not happen in the crowd, but in that ring, and he would outclass Jey Uso. Jey's blood will be on their hands. He wanted them to be honest and asked if they really thought Jey could win. Crowd is chanting, "We want Jey, we want Jey." Gunther then goes over to Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. He goes over to both commentators and he asks Cole and McAfee as he climbed on top of the announce desk. He said, "I thought you guys were supposed to be unbiased and professional with your opinions." McAfee didn't want to answer, but Gunther then threw the microphone at him. Cole warned McAfee to be very careful. McAfee responded, "Yeah, I hope he can beat you at WrestleMania." Gunther did not like that answer, so he began stepping a little bit closer to Pat McAfee until Jey's music hit. Jey entered through the stage. He never came through the crowd. There were referees out there accompanying him, trying to stop him from rushing to the ring. Jey ran by them and attacked Gunther in the ring. This led to a big pull-apart brawl with officials getting in between them. Jey got the better of it, sent Gunther out of the ring. Jey then led the fans doing the yeet as Gunther retreated up the aisleway. Let me ask you guys something, man. Let me ask you guys how you feeling coming out of WrestleMania. Is there anybody in the community now still upset that Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble? Is there anybody now in the community still upset that Jey Uso is getting his World Championship match against Gunther at WrestleMania? I'm going to assume the answer is no, because this segment was fucking great. And what I said then is exactly what I'm going to say now. I knew you'd get over it. And never, ever doubt Gunther, especially when he's in there with someone who is as red hot of a babyface as Jey Uso is. Gunther is great on his own. He knows how to get heat. He's a vile, despicable, foreign heel who plays his role very good. The man isn't capable of having bad matches. Every match he goes in there against somebody, it's a fucking great match, no matter who it's against. This time he's wrestling the hottest guy on the roster. You genuinely think Gunther's not going to put in a peak performance here? You don't think he's going to pull the fucking match of his life out of Jey Uso? I think anybody still critiquing Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble and still complaining about Jey Uso versus Gunther happening at WrestleMania, you've missed the plot big time. Join us and get on board, man. I don't think anybody has a problem with what we're seeing right now. Now, they can't do this for 7 fucking weeks. I don't want to see this for 7-8 weeks. Big pull-apart brawls. Gunther says it's going to be 10 weeks of hell before they get to WrestleMania for Jey Uso. He's going to have to try and be a little different. He's going to have to try and be original for most of the WrestleMania season. Can he do that? Can WWE Creative give us something other than a pull-apart brawl? I'll take it tonight, because Jey Uso wanted to be amongst Jey's people, and he put down the people because the power is in the people for Jey Uso. So Gunther wanted to be surrounded by what makes Jey Uso Jey Uso. It worked. He's seen it. He's felt it. He doesn't get it. He doesn't respect Jey Uso. He doesn't. So I'm glad that we're getting this. I like this. This was great television. Gunther's great, and Jey Uso is going to overperform. He's going to overperform at WrestleMania. I promise you. Someone in the chat says, Jim Kays says, Jey needs to work on better promos. Can't just rely on 10-minute entrance. You must not be familiar with Jey Uso's promo game. I dare you to go back and watch any of the Usos when they were doing the Uso penitentiary gimmick and tell me Jey Uso can't cut a promo. How quickly people forget. How quickly people forget. So many people live in the now, and they forget what happened only a few years ago, and they worry about now, and they make their determinations and base their opinions on what happens now. Jey Uso is not a bad promo. I dare anybody to go back and watch one of his promos with Jimmy when they were the tag team champions and tell me that Jey Uso is a bad promo. Here's the spoiler. You can't. Cut the shit. Kathy Kelly's backstage. She asked Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez about the footage that implied it was them who attacked Jade Cargill. Morgan said the footage doesn't show them doing anything, which it doesn't. Morgan says they didn't have time for this, and Rodriguez would squish. You guys see that Taste the Rainbow commercial? What is it? What was it? Not Jolly Ranchers. What is it? Skittles? Squish. That's right. Squish. The ladies, the exercise instructors squish. They're going to squish. Raquel Rodriguez is going to squish Roxanne Perez like a bug tonight. Kelly tried pressing them on Jade Cargill, but they blew her off and did not want to answer any more questions regarding Jade Cargill. Jey walked through the back, and he was approached by The New Day. Kofi Kingston said nobody knew what he was going through more than he did as a former tag team champion wrestler who's going for a singles championship at WrestleMania. Xavier Woods says that both of them hoped he loses at WrestleMania. Gee, man, you want to add more heel heat? There you go. Tell Jey Uso that he hopes, or they hope that he loses at WrestleMania. They laughed. Jey said Kofi Mania never would have happened if the Usos hadn't forfeited. Jey said New Day sucks and left. Pete Dunne walked by. Woods mistakenly called him Butch. Dunne also told them that they both suck, which obviously Xavier calling him Butch was all part of their shtick. Penta. He went one-on-one with Pete Dunne. Everybody was riled up last week because Penta worked a dark match for main event. Everybody on social media, man. Us JD gonna hold that same energy for Penta working main event. People were so fucking no life virgin geeks on social media. They were digging up old tweets from me back in October where I mentioned that Ricochet already landed himself on a Rampage match 5 weeks into his AEW run. They dug up old tweets and said, well, where's the same energy for Penta working main event? One was a televised show on TNT, and the other is a not televised show. I don't see what the big deal is, man. And who's more over? And who's more of a superstar, Penta or Ricochet? I don't know, man. It's so difficult to figure out, man. I mean, holy shit, man. It's a brain stumper, man. I can't figure it out. But JD. That's why Ricochet called me a bitch on social media, and then I properly ratioed him. And then he comes back and tells me, oh, yeah, no, it's not a criticism. I just don't like you personally. Motherfucker, you don't even know me personally. These pro wrestlers, man, they got, they're a little loopy, man. They're a little loopy. They're taking their frustrations out on the fans and the podcasters, man. It's crazy. You know, you would think that AEW had an unbelievable show on Saturday night, minus the 16x16 ring. They had such a great show that the first thing that they all did on social media was go and try and prove Dave LaGreca wrong. They all gangbustered Dave LaGreca, man. It's like, holy shit, man. Gee, you'd never know they had a great fucking show. The first thing that they did was plan to attack Dave LaGreca on Sunday morning. Yet this is a company you want me to respect. Sure thing, bro. Sure thing. Penta. He defeated Pete Dunne. Penta kicked Pete Dunne right in the face. Dunne responded with a drop kick. Took control. Worked over Penta with the joint manipulation. Penta came back with a code breaker. Pete Dunne again snapped Penta's fingers. Kaiser entered to watch as they went to a commercial break. He's walking down the aisle. We go to commercial. Penta came back with a big super kick and a flying crossbody. Pete Dunne cut him off with a big-time drop kick. He fought back to Penta. Death Valley driver. Dunne responded with a sit-out powerbomb. They traded kicks back and forth until Penta hit a Canadian destroyer. Kaiser detracted Penta, which allowed Pete Dunne to cut his dive off. He was going for a big dive. Pete Dunne cut it off. Dunne applied a cradle while trying to hook the tights for a leverage pin, but he only got a 2 count. Penta threw Pete Dunne into Ludwig Kaiser, who jumped on the apron, and he was yelling something at Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne told him to get down. He didn't need his help. So Penta takes Pete Dunne and launches him into Kaiser, who turned his back. So you would think Kaiser, with his back turned, sees Pete Dunne kind of ram into him. He now thinks that Pete Dunne attacked him. Meanwhile, it was Penta who threw Pete Dunne into Kaiser. So after that spot, Penta followed up with a Penta driver on Pete Dunne for the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. They were big into Penta here. They did the Zero Miedo They're big into Penta. Don't know where we're going with Pete Dunne, but him and Kaiser do not like each other right now. And it looks like Penta is going to continue racking up wins. Like I said, I could see him in a multi-person match at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship. There really is no clear direction for Penta going into WrestleMania, and you know he's going to be at WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens there. Kaiser attacked Penta after the match. Pete Dunne was pissed at Kaiser, so he yanked him out of the ring. They traded big right hands to each other until Penta wiped them both out with a flip dive. Again, I could see all these guys vying for an Intercontinental Championship, as they've all been in the Intercontinental title picture at one point or another. The War Raiders, they had a video package. They warned the Creeds that they made the worst mistake of their lives last week, and next time they fought, it would be war. I thought the match last week was great. I'd love to see another match. I really would. I think that'd be awesome. Roxanne Perez. Speaking of awesome, she's awesome. Elimination Chamber qualifier here, the final qualifier for the women. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. With Liv Morgan out there, she made social media once again melt down with those very short jean shorts that she is infamous for wearing. So if you were a Liv Morgan enthusiast tonight, you were very pleased to see Liv Morgan on your televisions. Rodriguez. She is, in my honest opinion, still working off a lot of that ring rust that had developed while she was out with her skin condition, which I feel bad for. It looked terrible. She has not regained that confidence, and she's not regained her footing completely. She's getting there. It's going to be a little bit more, but I would be lying to you if I said this was a good match. Roxanne did everything she could to lead this match to being a digestible match. Roxanne led a lot of this match for 7 minutes. Rodriguez used her size, and she used her power over Perez, who is obviously the smaller of the two. Perez slapped Rodriguez twice, which pissed her off. So she launched Perez into the ring post. Raquel caught Perez in a guillotine, spun her around, and she slammed her down. Perez gets up. She chop blocked Raquel, hits a running uppercut, applied a 2 count off of a roll-up. Rodriguez caught Perez out of air and hits a fall-away slam, followed by an elbow drop, that twisting elbow drop that she does in the corner off the second turnbuckle. Goes for a cover, gets a 2 count. Perez avoided a tackle. Rodriguez went shoulder first into the post. Perez followed with some dives, DDT, and a springboard moonsault, which looked great for a 2 count. Rodriguez blocked a Pop Rocks attempt and hit a big boot. She goes for cover off the boot, and she only gets a 2 count. At that point, Bianca Belair and Naomi, they walk out to Belair's music, and they went and cornered Liv Morgan, who was in the corner of Raquel Rodriguez. So Naomi came from the crowd. Bianca came from the entranceway. They met at ringside, and Raquel is in the ring. She sees this all going down, and her girl Liv is being beat up 2-on-1 here. So they beat up Liv Morgan. This distracted Rodriguez. Perez, off the distraction, hits Pop Rocks, which is basically a code red. 1, 2, 3, pinfall. Perez is now advancing to the Elimination Chamber. This is the right outcome. Perez in the chamber works. Michael Cole continues to mention she's on this Cinderella run, the great month of January she's had now bleeding into February. I guess the best month of February, never mind January. She is on a roll in February. Iron Woman in the Royal Rumble, an hour and 7 minutes. And now she's in the Elimination Chamber going into the pay-per-view on the 1st of March. Listen, she's very good. Roxanne Perez is going to add some nice depth, a nice piece to whatever women's division she's a part of. She's excellent. One of my personal favorites on the roster. So she's here. She's on Raw. She's going to be in the chamber. I think that's going to add a lot. You know, you want to talk about women's Intercontinental Champion. I mean, right there. If Becky and Lyra ain't the deal at WrestleMania, then Roxanne and Lyra should absolutely be a part of the plan. Now, I thought that Roxanne and Bayley might be a part of WrestleMania plans together, as Bayley has already said publicly that she wants to give Roxanne her first WrestleMania match, but Bayley got moved over to, I believe, Raw, right? She's on Raw now. So we could possibly still see that. But, I mean, if you want to do anything with the Intercontinental title and get that into a picture where it's important, Roxanne Perez versus Lyra with Roxanne winning the Intercontinental title, that is a great way to do that. So I would love to see that. Or if Becky and Lyra is the way and you want to do Roxanne and Bayley, I wouldn't mind that either. Becky wins the title and then passes it on to Roxanne. You could do that too. I don't know which way they're going, but something needs to be done with that IC title, and Roxanne is the perfect recipient of that Intercontinental title. Seth Rollins, he told Kathy Kelly he planned on beating Finn Balor tonight. Great. Going back to the Roxanne and Raquel match, the ending popped the crowd because Bianca and Naomi were out there and they factored into the outcome, but the overall vibe, again, is that nobody cared. I mean, there were two heels. Not everybody knows who Roxanne Perez is on the main roster because not everybody watches NXT, and nobody gives a shit about Raquel Rodriguez. So mixed with that, and plus both of them are heels, nobody really was emotionally invested in either woman. There's a little food for thought there. After Rollins left Kathy Kelly, Karrion Kross stopped Kathy Kelly and wanted some interview time with Scarlett. He had a message to share for Sami Zayn. Kross thought that Jey and Rollins were both delusional. Jey for thinking he could beat Gunther, and Rollins thinking he would win the Elimination Chamber. Zayn was delusional as well, but Kross says there's at least a little glimmer of hope and some time for him to turn things around. Again, all signs point to KO, Sami at the chamber, KO, Randy coming out of the chamber, being built for WrestleMania, and then Kross and Sami going into WrestleMania. Whether you like it or not, I don't know. I don't know. There was a great EO video package. This is to get her ready for her women's championship match against Rhea Ripley on the Monday Night Raw following the Elimination Chamber. She was talking about how she respects Rhea, but she will beat her and punch her ticket to WrestleMania. That is my championship, she said. I think we are headed for a triple threat match. I think we get something happening in that match where it gets all fucked up. And I think whoever comes out of the chamber, this time it would be Bianca. I do think that it will be Bianca, Rhea, and Io triple threat match for the women's championship at WrestleMania. Just a hunch. Other than that, what are we doing with Io? Where are we putting Io? She's obviously being factored into Mania plans. What are those plans if it's not for the women's championship? New Day. They finally had a promo here. They were in the ring. They had a replay first of the New Day attacking Rey Mysterio last week, which ended Raw last week, and they abruptly went off the air, which was done because it's just further disrespect of the New Day, but they did show the attack. Woods wished him well, Mysterio. Crowd booed them. The heat's great. Woods told North Carolina to shut up. He couldn't believe the fans were mad about what they said to their own friend Big E when they told him to keep his lazy ass at home. They were mad about what they did to Rey Mysterio, a guy who sucked the life out of every new, fresh-faced luchador in the company. Whether you want to believe that or not, I don't know. Is that fact or fiction, folks? Is that fact or fiction? Kingston says the fans put Rey on a pedestal, but he had more title wins than Rey Mysterio had. Kingston had been in WWE longer than Rey, and Kingston never left the company as Rey did. If anyone should be the locker room leader, it should be Kofi Kingston. He says it could have been a lot worse for Rey, and the fans should be thankful that they showed him mercy. They could give him the old Yeller treatment, but instead they gave him some extra time so he could spend time with his wife. Woods says the fans should be thanking the New Day. LWO interrupted. Dragon Lee got his first time on the microphone in front of a live audience tonight. Did not sound bad at all. He speaks incredible English. Dragon Lee called Rey the greatest luchador of all time. And what New Day did was unforgivable. He said New Day sucks. And they ran down to attack them. It was a 3-on-2 beatdown by the babyfaces over the heels. The LWO knocked New Day out of the ring, and Dragon Lee was about to go for a dive, but the New Day ran, and they ran away from the LWO. Again, I don't know where we're going with this. It sounds like the New Day is doing something with Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. What that is, I don't know. Is Big E going to team with Rey Mysterio against the New Day to teach them a lesson? I don't know. It might be a little too late for that. Might be late in the game for that. What do they do at WrestleMania? Is it the LWO? Is it some mixture of the LWO versus the New Day at WrestleMania? That doesn't really seem like it's all that worth it for the WrestleMania card. Do we get two others to team with the New Day? I have no idea. Again, I don't know where they're going. Just a big question mark on most of the talents here on this show. But have the WWE dropped the ball on the New Day's heel run since the incredible turn on Big E? Yes, they have. Do they feel the same? No, they don't. A lot of time in between when Big E was on the show and they turned on him to where we are now. A lot in between where nothing happened. Momentum lost. I don't know why. They ran down next week's Raw. Right now, we got 2 championship matches. Bianca Belair and Naomi versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. We could see Jade Cargill next week. It would not be a surprise to see Jade Cargill return, as the report today was that she is in the Performance Center doing reps. So that could happen next week. Champions will defend against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And Lyra will defend the IC title against Dakota Kai. Elimination Chamber. Qualifying match, final match for the men. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. 1-on-1. This was a very good main event. Easily, by far and away, the best match of the entire night. I don't think anybody here expected Finn Balor to win. This was pretty predictable. Balor attacked Rollins before the match. Referee checked on Rollins. Told him to start the match, even though he got sneak attacked. Balor was all over him. He had a pedigree on Rollins for a near fall about 1 minute into the match. And Rollins avoided a coup de grace early and a loss early, but Balor remained in control until Rollins fought back and hits a suicide dive. Balor avoided a stomp and hit a sling blade. Rollins kicked his leg. Balor tried fighting back, but Rollins dropped him knee first onto the announce desk. Rollins tried to stomp Balor's head onto the steel steps outside. Balor avoided that. Balor comes back and shoved him into the ring post, dropped Rollins on top of the steel steps, and he was working over Rollins as we go into a commercial break. Rollins fought back after the break was over. They exchanged some strikes until Balor hits a Pele kick. Rollins fought back with some chops. All of a sudden, we start to see the fans. I don't know if this is a thing. I don't know where this came from. The fans all of a sudden turn their flashlights on their phone on, and they're doing the Seth Rollins, whoa, whoa, in the crowd with their flashlights. I don't know where that came from. Not that I minded it, but everybody had their flashlights out. So we got the crowd finally getting into it. And Rollins hits a DDT. He hits a lion salt, goes for a cover, gets a 2 count. Rollins follows up with a buckle bomb. Balor got his knees up on a frog splash and then tried to transition into a cradle pinfall and only got a 2 count. This is where, after the pinfall attempt was made and the kick out was made, crowd chanted, "This is awesome." Balor then hits consecutive sling blades. Rollins caught his dropkick attempt, applied a sharpshooter. Pat McAfee made a great comment. He's going to win with the sharpshooter as we head to Toronto, Canada. Balor almost got a rope break. Rollins let go. Transitioned into a pedigree. I think Rollins' pedigree sucks. I do. I don't even know why he bothers doing it, even to this very day. I don't get it. So, off of the pedigree, there was a botch on Balor. He was very late in kicking out. So Eddie Orango, the referee of this match, counted 1, 2, and he stopped his count, and nobody kicked out. Balor did not get the shoulder up. Balor, basically, after Eddie Orango stopped his count, then Balor kicks out. Crowd was chanting, "This ref sucks. This ref sucks." It wasn't even the referee's fault. It wasn't even the referee's fault. It was Balor's fault. It was just a little slight momentary hesitation where Balor did not get his right shoulder up. And the fans shit on the referee here. Rollins gave him a DX crotch chop. Rollins went for a superplex. Balor dropped him onto the top rope, hits a coup de grace. I thought this was it. I thought they were going to give it to Finn Balor here. They really made it a believable near fall off the coup de grace. They traded counters until Balor applied a crossface. Rollins slipped out, hits a curb stomp for the 1, 2, 3. Rollins shook hands with the referee after the match, patted him on the back. All is forgiven. You know, normally the old school way of doing things, or at least the old administration, was it was reported Vince always wanted the referees to call it as a shoot. Vince would have maybe counted 3 here and went with Balor to lose to Rollins, in this case, off that pinfall. And we wouldn't have got the end of the match the way we got it. So that was a momentary botch on Balor. You don't really see them all that often. We're not going to, sit here and criticize him for it. It is what it is. Hopefully he's all right. He wasn't concussed during the match. Shit happens. Rollins shook hands with the referee after the match. Excellent match, especially down the stretch. Near falls were great. Crowd was very much into it. Rollins accomplished something by beating Balor. Now he's going on to the chamber, and he could finally solidify himself with the other 5 and now focus on the chamber. And that's the way Monday Night Raw went off the air. Very little surprises tonight, guys. Very little, I would say, excitement. Everything just seems very, what's a good word? Linear. Very kind of straightforward. Very vanilla. I don't know. We need something, man. We need like a dash of whatever, man. Whatever's in your spice cabinet. Some garlic, some onion powder, some Italian seasoning, maybe a little crushed red pepper, a little black pepper, throw it into the pot. We need something, man. Right now, Triple H is cooking just a plain red sauce on the stovetop with nothing in it. What are we going to do to spice things up? I don't know. Not that Raw was bad. It wasn't a bad show. It was just uneventful. And you don't want to be uneventful. You don't want to be boring. Those are the worst shows. Everybody's like, oh, it was a good show. Heed my words, man. Good isn't good enough during WrestleMania season. Where the fuck is WrestleMania's excitement? Good is not good enough. Mundane is a great word. Rick Shaw. Mundane is an excellent word. Tonight we got an excellent sponsor. Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Tonight, they are sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. You guys know about Blue Chew. You guys know about Blue Chew, man. Blue Chew's been with me for several years. And when we talk about Blue Chew, man, we talk about finishing your story, especially this WrestleMania season. I always get asked, JD, does Blue Chew really help me finish my story? That's the question everybody's asking. I'm here to tell you, yes. Yes, it does. Blue Chew's putting that to test this WrestleMania season. They are putting their money where their mouth is by giving you a month free of Blue Chew. Blue Chew is a unique online service that provides the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it comes in a chewable tablet. Fraction of the cost as well. Process is very simple. You're going to sign up at BlueChew.com. You're going to consult with one of their online medical providers. And once you are approved, you're going to receive your prescription within days. No questions asked. Those tablets, they're made right here in the USA. And the best part, it's all done online. No waiting in line at the doctor's office. No awkward conversations. No waiting in line at the pharmacy. Nothing. You can take them anytime, day or night. Be ready. Plan ahead whenever that opportunity arises. They always say first impressions are important. First impression is the best thing you could possibly ask for, man. But what about lasting impressions? Those are the ones that matter too. How about we make a lasting impression with your first impression? I think that sounds like a great way to finish your story. Blue Chew wants you guys rock hard like Juice. It's easy for Juice to be rock hard. I mean, it's in his nickname. That's their mission statement, man. They will not stop until every guy feels like Juice Robinson. Try Blue Chew for free. All you got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling at checkout when you visit BlueChew.com. BlueChew.com. Make sure you tell them that JD from Off the Script sent you. Get your first month free. Sign up. And all you got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Let's get into the Super Chat love tonight. You guys killed it with the Super Chats. Hardy Punk Steel Cage 09 with a $2 Super Chat. Raw live from Nose Job, North Carolina. Andrew Eades, thanks for coming, bro. And now you're permanently banned from the chat. Great. Must be one of those retarded AEW sickos. He may have gotten lost, man. Fightful's bar's down the street. They got nobody there. Denise's bar's down the street, man. There's nobody over there. They're already closed up. And they serve the shittiest liquor. You don't want that. There's cockroaches there. They had some fucking 4-year-old's birthday down the street. You don't want to go there. Right? Well, I think you do. You don't want to be here. This is where the adults sit. This is where the adults drink. Get out. Andrew is the type of guy that goes to a craft beer bar that offers 500 different bottles. Sits down at the bar and orders a fucking Coors Light. Get out. Michael Krause with the 14 months. Good evening, OTS and JD. I hope everyone had a great weekend. JD, thank you for all that you do for us each and every week. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you being here, brother. Michael is in every chat. Honored One with a $5 super chat. JD, haven't heard you talk about 2K25. If so, I missed it. Are you getting it? What's your opinion on it? Stacked roster. Can't wait for Steph, Julia, and Penta. Honored One, I don't know, man. Maybe we'll do some universe mode. Maybe. I don't know. Cornell Bryant. Wait, Denise and JD are beefing too? No, we're not beefing. I just think her content's awful. Am I allowed to give my opinion on people that I'm sure have given their opinions on me? Right? Am I allowed? Or are we not allowed to do that in today's society, man? I can't criticize anything. Otherwise, it's a cancel effect, right? Cancelable effect? Okay. King Mo Jackson with the 199 stopping by to say, what's going on, Mr. JD? OTS for life. Thank you, King Mo. Appreciate you. Get AJ Bahati out of the chat. Get him out. Get AJ Bahati out of the chat. Somebody. Get him out. King Mo, thank you. Ali, thank you for the 100 in Super Chat earlier, brother. Appreciate you being here. My guy, Ali. King Mo with a 499. I miss the days of NXT Black and Gold and Lucha Underground. Those are great times. I can't get back. Two of my favorite times in WWE and wrestling history. Yeah. Jamel Turney with a 199. What the fuck is this awful theme they made for Raquel? I don't know, man. WWE had the balls to have Def Rebel upload Judgment Day's new theme to WWE's music channel on YouTube. Has anybody looked at the like to dislike ratio on that? AJ Bahati was spamming Damian Priest sucks. Get him out. Get him out. I don't care whether you think he sucks or not. Stop spamming my chat. King Mo Jackson with the 499. Roxanne is basically a member of Raw without necessarily telling us. It's obvious she's getting a move soon, and they are pushing her as the next big deal. Good? Good. We need some fresh blood on this show. My guy Nate with a $5 super chat. So WWE hands celebrities a gold title. Does AEW hand a briefcase out? Because they haven't had a title on TV in months. Side note, how are you personally, JD? I'm okay. I'm okay. Let me go find him. I may have to. AJ Bahati is now banned. Good. MGM Ballin, thank you, brother. I'm all right. Nate, thank you for asking, brother. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. Finn Balor does a better pedigree than Rollins. I wish everybody would stop using the pedigree. I think it's fucking terrible. Stop using someone else's finish and using it as a setup move. That's what I say. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. Calling it now. Roman will screw Seth at the Elimination Chamber. I think we get some shenanigans in the chamber. I do. Roman's going to have more of a problem with Rollins than he is with Punk. Punk just eliminated him from the Royal Rumble. Rollins did all that extra stuff outside. And then Rollins feuded with Punk. Rollins had a problem with Reigns and Punk. Punk didn't really do anything to Roman. Telo Seze, 16 months. What is it with Triple H's booking of the undercard being half-assed these days? It feels like there's little to no effort, and you wonder why people don't care. Bro, I don't know what we're waiting for, man. I don't know. Who's ruining the chat? MJP, who's ruining the chat, bro? You need 2 weeks to chat in here, bro. Who's ruining the chat? You're going to let AJ Bahati ruin the chat for you? Come on now. I don't know. Is the chat out of control tonight where I need to shut the chat down for the rest of the stream? Let me know. Michelle with the $2 super chat calling it now. Roman will screw Seth at the Elimination Chamber. Yeah, that's exactly what happened before. Oh, I just read that. Sorry, Michelle. Yes, possible. Best in the world, Matt with a $5 super chat. Kyle Fletcher had to ask his friends to borrow their ring. Tony Khan and AEW, the very definition of a sloppy shop. Absolutely pathetic. Indeed. Indeed, Matt. Nobody's going to report that, though, because everybody's got to fucking glaze the cock and balls of AEW. I might have to make it 4 weeks. King Mo Jackson. $4.99. We have to get some shine on the women's mid-card titles. They stalling progress. I want story, intrigue, and some action. Maybe they're waiting until after Mania. Summer history with a $10 super chat. Did you see both Tony Khan and do-rag Vince McMahon at the Super Bowl? Also, how long until AW goes the WCW route and shuts down completely? OTS for life. Shout out to Souffle. You know, everybody legitimately didn't have a logical thought in their brain. They all ran with the same thing. It doesn't matter what the ring size was, man. Why are you making a big deal? I enjoyed the show, JD. It's great. It's great. The number 2 promotion in all of the world looks like a fucking independent pro wrestling promotion that absolutely gives zero fucks about the product that they're putting on television. Tony Khan wants to make matches without actually running a pro wrestling promotion. There's no fucking way anybody's going to convince me that's an 18 by 18 ring. Nobody. AEW used an 18 by 18 ring for All In 2 years in a row. You mean to tell me that's the same ring they used at All In? So why wasn't this an issue at All In? It's a 16 by 16 ring. I don't know why, when they announced the show in August, they didn't make plans and preparations to have a built ring there in Australia and then transport it from Australia, wherever it was, to Brisbane, or, I don't know, maybe purchase a brand new ring and make the accommodations to ship the motherfucker in 3 to 6 weeks, like it says estimated time. You had 7 months to plan and prep. Oh, but they asked their friends over at PWA to borrow a ring. So why were the steel posts caved in? Why were the aprons all out of whack? Nothing fit. You mean to tell me in 7 months you couldn't get proper aprons that were fit on a fucking ring that you knew you were gonna borrow since 7 months ago? New Japan. Aren't you partners with New Japan? I think it sounds a lot more logical, logistically, to ship a ring from Japan to Australia and use one of their rings. No, you're going to use PWA. This is the same guy who we are led to believe his father owns a $360 million yacht. This is the same guy that keeps talent home, iced, and pays them to sit at home and do nothing. But spending an additional $30,000 to buy and ship a ring to Australia is way beyond his means. Sure thing, guy. You fucking break. Think. The wrestling media is garbage. It is fucking trash. Every aspect of it is trash. They ask nothing. They take a fucking paycheck. They take fucking comps and media credentials and all this other shit for Tony to be in his pocket. Or their pockets. King Mo Jackson, and nobody's going to listen to me because they all think I'm a AEW hater, or in their terms, grifter, whatever the fuck that means. King Mo Jackson with a $4.99. Thank you, brother. Summer history. Thank you, brother. Lewan, what's up, brother? $20 super chat. Thank you for the cameo shout out. I appreciate your words of wisdom and will always be grateful. OTS for life. You know what, Lewan, you're going to get a round of applause here tonight. Look, Mike Farris in the chat says, Bad Luck Fale, who works for New Japan, has his training school there, and they couldn't get one of his rings. Oh, man, I tell you, man, this is This is the sloppiest of shops if I ever seen one, man. It is pretty fucking bad over here, man. This is crazy. Crazy. MGM ballin' with 39 months. Living those shorts is what we call game changing. Enough gooning. Happy 39 months, my guy. OTS forever. Thank you, brother. Listen, man, I know what it is to goon. I was gooning over Stephanie Vaquer all weekend. She's my number one right now. Adam JD 519 with 11 months. Not much to say. Send warm thoughts and prayers to OTS Tribal Queen. That's all you need to do, brother. OTS Tribal Queen. Thinking about our Tribal Queen, Triple M. 19 months. What's up, brother? Hope you and the rest of OTS are doing good. We will run the dungeon this week. Keep up the grind, brother. I will be on tomorrow, brother. Teach me the ways. Even though I read that the Augur's finality is bugged. Of course it is. Another dungeon exotic I'll go without. Haven't even got my icebreaker yet. WrestleMess with the 2 months. A dung beetle walks into a bar and asks, "Is this stool taken?" I like that one, man. I like that one, bro. Yo, Sidro, where the fuck are you, bro? You cheating on us? This guy's over in the Solomonster's fucking bar. What is he doing? I didn't know Jason set up a fucking stage and a microphone for you over there, bro. RJ with a new membership. Thank you, RJ. Beast Comatose with a 279. All TK had to do was use Grok to know how to ship. Daniel Pena. I play Destiny for hours every day, bro. It's my escape from pro wrestling. MGM Ballin says, I don't think Jason wants him in there. I don't know. Jason's still alive? Is our guy Solomonster still alive? He is. He is still alive. Nate Dogg with a $9.99. Went to the show tonight. Very disappointed there was no CM Punk or Cody Rhodes. And they both promoted, both of them being there tonight. Shit show. Glad I went, but disappointed. I thought Cody worked a dark match. David Thiering says Sidro is not on Solomonster's stream. Thank you, brother. I didn't know they promoted CM Punk tonight. I think Cody wrestled a dark match. MGM Ballin with a $4.99. The new Judgment Day member could be black. He could be the name Dom gave to Gable to learn the dark arts. The connection is there. Maybe. Maybe. I'd like to see a little bit more humanized version of Malachi Black instead of the, oh, I'm ominous. I'm black. Mist, Black Mist. I'd like to see a little bit more humanized version of Malachi or Aleister Black. Hardcore Kevin with the $2 super chat. Hey JD, what's your favorite pizza toppings? Crumbled Italian sausage, and mushroom. Michael Krause with the $2 super chat. Cottage cheese and old Doritos. LOL. Yes. It's the sickos snack of choice. Johnny Bishop with a $5 super chat. People aren't thinking that Jey defending and beating Roman will be a massive full circle moment. An ultimate underdog long-term booking. Yeah. I could see that. Especially if Roman is going to be on Raw and Cody's going to be on SmackDown. Tony Brown with a $4.99. JD, my friend, I'm a bass player. Are you a drummer? I am not, Tony. I used to play rhythm guitar. My brother's the drummer. Two, three fresh. Pizza Hut or Domino's? Neither one. That's not real pizza, bro. You couldn't pay me to eat at those places. Only under extremely rare circumstances would I order a Domino's pizza. It's got to be me going to someone's house for a party and there's Domino's there. If it's there, I'll eat it. Me willingly ordering Domino's to my home, never gonna happen. Not when I have a pizzeria that's 10 minutes in town. No way. Stevie, what's up, brother? Big Stevie. 5 months, the return of Mr. 925. 2K25, we'll see. I'm not making any promises. Yeah, we're gonna be playing a couple other songs off the Striker album. I think I'll play a new song off the current album on Wednesday. Another banger. Milo Creative, I'm not telling you because then people will look it up and know where I reside. And I'm not going to do that. Chris with a 499. What's up, JD? What if Punk runs into Heyman and talks to him about the favor? Heyman calls Roman, it costs Rollins the chamber, and Punk wins. Thoughts? It's a possibility. I don't think this favor will be played out at WrestleMania, though. I think they're saving it. Amon G says, sorry, JD, Jersey pizza greater than New York pizza. Tell me where to go, and then I'll go. Because Atlantic City has shit pizza. I also do not order pizza in Atlantic City. It's fucking awful. I gotta go to Galloway or Absecon. Somewhere. Mays Landing. Dova with a 999. Have you played Kingdom Come 2? If you did, do you think it's a great game since Skyrim? I seen Doc play it last week. He looks fucking boring. And I heard it's very woke. So the answer is no. Will not be playing it. After seeing Doc go through nothing but dialogue, I'll pass, bro. Primo Cologne, JD, where did all your Call of Duty streams vanish to? I used to love watching those back. They're all privated. They are all privated because I don't trust anybody. Dova, thank you, brother. Fixes a bind with 28 months. I like Vince's rule. If you don't kick out, you lose the match. Yeah, I don't... I didn't necessarily like that, but I don't blame him for that. I don't. Jeff with a $20 super chat. Hey, JD, I'm on the raft with you believing The Rock will be back before Mania for Roman or Cody. That would be the hype Mania season needs. For us old-timers in the chat, could you do your best impression of Frank Rizzo from the Jerky Boys? Frank Rizzo and Saul Rosenberg. And the Egyptian magician. Tarbash, the Egyptian magician. I used to love the Jerky Boys, bro. Jerky Boys were great. Thank you, Jeff. I think The Rock is going to be back. Call me crazy. I think The Rock's going to be back. If not, then it is what it is, man. It's just a prediction. Just a prediction. Michael Gopal with the 2. All the respect to you and all that you do, JD. Thank you, Michael. Michael Gopal with the 5 also says the biggest losers in the whole AEW debacle is Discovery. With all this negativity towards AEW, I would be kicking myself for doing a deal with TK. If Furious Nation with 40 months. What's up, JD? Sorry I haven't super chatted lately. Been going through a lot with looking for another job as well as foot surgery coming in April. Don't worry, brother. You're 40 months in the venue, brother. You get your job, you make your money, get your foot surgery. We'll be here. Robbie with a $4.99. Much love, JD. Do you see Aleister Black being the new potential member for the Judgment Day? I can see that darker tone that they desperately need. Absolutely. I could see it, but I figured he'd go to SmackDown because his wife is over there. They just moved Zelina over there. So I don't know. I don't know. Robbie with a $1.99. Didn't Buddy hurt his ankle from that ring? Yes. He either badly twisted his ankle or broke his ankle because of that shit ring. Furious Nation with a $9.99. As far as the small AEW ring for Grand Slam in Australia, you're not lying. Don't listen to the AEW sickos that are lying to themselves. Prove CM Punk right about AEW not being a real business. They're not a real business. It's a fucking joke. Not only did they scam people out of fucking mega money over there, they failed to deliver a fucking ring to a huge show, and their merchandise was gone after the first match. They didn't even have merchandise to restock. Their merchandise stands there. And Furious Nation with a $4.99. If Aleister Black is coming to SmackDown, I hope and pray they don't give him some awful Def Rebel garbage and let him have his CFO money song. I think Aleister's coming back with his Code Orange theme song, guys. Do not worry. Do not worry. Excellent stream tonight, guys. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow night with the one and only The Salamonster on Tuesday Night Titans, man. Episode 83 as we are fast approaching 100 episodes. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out the content, man. Check out that video, I'm telling you. Uploaded it today. Check out that video on the AEW ring scandal and the wrestling media that did their best to glaze and cover up for AEW. Hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. I will see you guys right back here tomorrow night, episode 83 with the Salamonster on Tuesday Night Titans. I'll see you guys later.